The rain tonight is not romantic or gentle. It comes in thick knife-cold sheets, slapping the tin roof of the gallery and running in black rivers down Juhu Lane. The air smells of wet cement and curdling disappointment. I am 24, nervously clutching my tattered duffel, shivering in the fluorescent gloom of the lobby, as a white-haired curator with a diamond nose ring pulls me aside and shakes her head. "Very nice effort, Beta," she says, eyes skimming across my folder of film stills like a bird over brackish water, "but documentary on this topic will not sell. People want romance, item songs, not whatever this is." She gestures to my collage of black and white Mumbai street children, faces sullen with hunger, joy, rage. I try to return her smile, but something pinches behind my ribs. In the foyer, two assistant curators look over, one smirks, the other fiddles with his phone. 5 years of begging, filming, sleeping in trains, coaxing stories from the city's underbelly, and tonight the door closes with the quiet click of rejection. Again, I turn away before anyone can see the rawness in my eyes. Outside, my shoes fill quickly with water. I drag my bag along, letting the rain hide my face as rickshaws hiss past, their wheels spraying muddy arcs. I keep to the shadows through the monsoon-thick dark, headed home to Sion, scraps of film negatives and a scrappier dignity, the only things not soaked through. When I reach our chawl, the dim bulb on the landing flickers. Voices spill from the open window, my mother, my uncle, the neighbor from 2 doors across. "Still nothing, nah," my uncle says, voice pitched so it travels. I freeze, chest tight, my mother sighs, a small defeated sound. "He should just listen, there are good jobs at the call center. Madha's son is supervisor now." I push the door open, the room smells of masoor dal and milsant flour. My little sister glances at me, quick and anxious. "How was," she starts, but my uncle interrupts, gaze flicking to my waterlogged bag. "You're ruining the tiles, always this tension whenever you come home. Join something stable, Aaron, this film nonsense, it is fantasy." The neighbor laughs. Even my mother winces before turning away, stirring the pot harder. Later that night, as I towel off with a shirt because the towel was never washed, I hear my uncle mutter, "Whole colony says Sonkar's boy wanders with a camera, catching gutter people. Has he no shame, no prospects?" My sister slides me her plate, soft rotis reserved from dinner. "Don't listen," she whispers. I force a smile, bite down the fury, the shame, I always do. Time folds and unfolds with the grey sameness of struggle. I wake early, shoot wherever life is loudest, railway platforms, Dobie Ghats, domed Dadar temples where men gather for chai and politics. I pawn my camera lens to keep up rent. Casting agents laugh when I show them my reels. TV folks call me artsy and say it like a curse. Sometimes a slender hope calls from inside, maybe a father's hand on my head if I could conjure an actual job contract, or my mother telling a neighbor she's proud. But when rejections keep coming, hope becomes heavier than the camera. It's easier to numb yourself to it all. Once, at a friend's wedding, relatives gather in a giddy halo of lights and fragrance. My uncle is there, drink in hand, regaling everyone. "Aaron still doesn't have a real job," he says, rolling his eyes. "He's making movies nobody sees, but who will marry him?" Even Netflix has standards. The laughter lingers on my skin even in the taxi ride home. It is the laughter that stings, not the struggle. One night I'm filming at CSD station, a trio of ragpickers mapping out their next haul. Police yell, chasing me off, and I nick my knee on a broken bench as I run. With blood running into my sock, I sit on the footpath, camera hugged close, wondering if Mumbai even remembers that dreams are supposed to mean something. But the camera saves me every time. Even when I want to hurl it into the gutter, I can't. I film the city's breathing, lovers on Marine Drive cracked by heartbreak, old women making poha at sunrise, the endless zigzag of humanity. Matches flicker and die, years blur, sponsorships almost materialize and evaporate. The world keeps buying tickets to glittering blockbusters, not the documentary scraps I piece together at night. I wrap my pain inside blunt work, editing, scripting, endless waiting, but still I film. 4 years after that gallery night, things begin to change in ways that are, at first, invisible. A short I shot, a boy chasing kites over a smudged Dharavi sky, somehow finds its way to a festival in Berlin which I can't afford to attend. They send an email. I glance at the message over a freezing cup of chai at a bicolor tapery, at first dismissing it as spam. Then awards begin to trickle in, small ones. A certificate, a classically stern letter from a Spanish jury, a surprise wire transfer of €1,000. The first check I cash at Western Union brings such terror of loss that I barely spend any of it. I squirrel most away. Still, at night I get to buy my mother a proper sari and wrap it for her birthday. She asks whose money is this, with furrowed suspicion. The chawl looks new under the soft hug of celebration. That year, every time my name appears, small font typed wrong, printed in strange magazines, my uncle insists it's charity or a typo. Aaron thinks foreigners like his Mumbai stories. In Europe, they watch only football and cook with wine, he snorts, but his voice trembles around the word Europe. The real shift is so gradual that when it comes, it takes me by surprise. Someone at a large Mumbai festival watches my film about the Dabbawalas and says, "We need this in front of our investors." Producers who once ghosted me message again, full of belated praise, and we've always seen something unique in your vision. Larger grants arrive. The documentary sells streaming rights first regionally, then globally. I visit offices I'd only ever drifted by before, polished glass, cubicles, tens of feet above the city's noise, air conditioning cold enough to make your bones ache. For every deal I sign, I remember every shiver in the monsoon darkness outside the gallery. People who never returned my calls now want their names in my credits. One rainy evening, 4 years after that first rejection, I walk the same route back to the Juhu Gallery building, past the same broken sign. There's a poster taped crookedly to the door, special screening, Children of the Monsoon, award-winning Mumbai documentary, Q&A with filmmaker Aaron Sonkar. The real confrontation, though, awaits at home. When the gallery screening is scheduled, I ask my mother to come. She hesitates, says, "So many things to do, will your uncle?" But when I show her the invitation, shiny and thick with gold lettering, she accepts. That day arrives. I return in a cab, no longer the late train, not the monsoon night. I carry a new camera, a gift from a streaming platform executive, in a case that snaps shut like an expensive secret. My mother waits by the doorway, wrapped in the blue sari I bought her. My sister is beside her, giddy in borrowed lipstick. My uncle, reluctant, stiff, stands a pace behind them. He's combed his hair more carefully today. When I hand him his ticket, he mutters a joke about Bollywood wasting paper on invitations, but takes it anyway. We ride to the gallery together. In the cab, the city blurs in golden streaks, headlights smeared by the glass. My mother clutches her purse, knuckles white, eyes darting, both proud and frightened. My uncle says little. The gallery foyer is transformed with click-clicking of heels and velvet ropes, the sharp perfume of rich strangers. Journalists with buzz-cut hair, publicists juggling phones. A staffer hands us lanyards. My mother blinks in the light, scanning the crowd, mouth set in the thin line she wears when lost. In the main hall, my film flickers against a wide white screen. The audience, journalists, critics, strangers, watches as Mumbai's unseen faces bloom in enormous color. The stories I have gathered thread across the room. A boy feeding pigeons on a torn rooftop, a woman telling fortunes by the railway tracks, the rain hitting the tin roofs like 1,000 marching feet. As the credits roll, polite applause gives way to real, rolling claps, the applause of people who have been moved. My mother covers her mouth with both hands. My uncle stares ahead as if seeing a page of history rewritten in front of him. A festival director calls me to the front. Spotlights swing. I am asked questions about adversity, about Mumbai, about what it means to believe in your own vision when nobody else sees it. I keep my answers simple. I just wanted to show the beauty of ordinary life, I say, even when it isn't seen by others. Reporters take photos. A schoolteacher tells me she beamed with pride watching one of our Mumbai boys. A small girl, her hair in tight plaits, runs up and hugs me around the waist. My sister stands by, cheeks bright, filming with her phone. But the moment that burns deepest is when my uncle, who spent years using my dream as a family punchline, shifts uncertainly as people surround me, shaking my hand, slipping business cards into my palm. Journalist after journalist, some recognizable faces from television, drift to us now, plastic smiles and excited voices. "So you're Aaron's mother? What courage to support him," someone cries. "He's such a talent." "You must be proud," my mother, always cautious, always ready to hush pride, simply nods, eyes shining wet. Beside her, my uncle clears his throat. "He worked very hard," he mumbles to a businessman not looking at me. I see the shame and pride tangled, one old, one new, inside his eyes. After we wander through the gallery's photo display, the walls hung with stills from the film, shots of street children, the monsoon-thick city, the blue-black sky over Juhu. Dignitaries pose, flashbulbs burn. My uncle stops in front of a photograph, a boy, ragged and laughing, cartwheeling across a puddle near Mahalaxmi. He looks at me then quietly. I was wrong, he whispers, words almost breaking. You made all of us look foolish. His voice trembles with something not mockery now, but awe. At that moment, I realize the gaping wound of his skepticism narrows, heals a little. My mother slips her arm through his, drawing us close, three silhouettes under gallery light as the world glances in. Later at home, everything feels off-kilter, new and raw. My mother makes Kia to celebrate, a rare treat. The neighbors visit, bringing sweets, asking for autographs for their children. My uncle basks, retelling the story of the evening as if it belongs to him. My sister laughs, draping herself across the sofa, proud and teasing. She holds up her phone, you're all over Insta by. For days after, invitations come from everywhere, film schools, NGOs, magazines. A national daily runs my picture beside a headline. Mumbai's sun puts city's heart on screen. The local bank manager visits, shaking my hand. The same people who shied from me at weddings now text, asking for jobs, advice, or both. The air in our chawl shifts. Neighbors nod at me in the stairwell. Even the boys who once jeered my camera now ask to be part of my next story. The laughter that haunted me no longer feels cruel. Months go by. I travel, make more films, some ambitious, some failures, all honest. I see Mumbai as I never did before, not just as a wound to be studied, but as a living, breathing friend. Every lane, every skyline, every old pan-stained wall. I return home regularly. Once a monsoon thunderhead rolls over the city, lightning turning the roads silver. I watch my family eating in the glow of a single bulb, talking and laughing and fighting. My uncle nudges me, not unkindly. Another big screening next month, nah, he asks. I nod. He claps my back, still awkward but lighter now. If anyone says you're chasing fantasy, just bring them to the gallery, show them the posters. Show them those white people clapping. He grins, almost sheepish. Maybe you make a film about us, my sister says, yanking at my hair. Who would watch that? I laugh. Everyone, my mother says quietly. Everyone wants to see a good story. I sit with them on the floor, rain tapping the window. My camera rests beside me, heavy and familiar. The city waits, full of new stories, some sparkling, some ugly, all real. I feel hurt fade. In its place, a steady, anchored dignity, no longer borrowed or hidden but earned word by word, frame by frame. I think of the gallery night in the rain, the hush of rejection, and now the bright circle of acceptance at home. I am not finished, that work is never done, but I have returned and this time I am seen.